Hello, I'm Stephanie Carroll and welcome to my rocket channel. Today we're going to work on a bottle rocket mixed level class. Please join me at the top of the mat. From Samasthiti, inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center in prayer. We'll chant one Om together. Let's begin with our sun A's. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, slowly lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over the feet, downward facing dog. In our dog, we can pedal out our feet, opening our back side of our bodies, warming up our hamstrings. Gaze forward, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, lower down, slowly, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's widen our feet to the sides of the mat. Pressing into our hands. Heels melting towards the mat. Gaze forward, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Last sun A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. You can step, or if you want to hop back, slowly lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's bring our feet together. Inhale the right leg up, three-legged dog. You can bend your knee here. Roll out your ankle or open your hip joint with the knees rolling one way and the other. Straighten your leg, slowly lower it. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Again, you can bend that knee. Roll out your ankle or open up your hip joint with those circles, one way and the other. Straighten your leg, slowly exhale, lowering it down. Gaze forward, make your way to the top of the mat, step, hop. Inhale, half lift, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Now we're moving to sun B's. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, flow through the vinyasa. From downward facing dog, left foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Feeling the heat that we're creating with these sun salutations. Gaze forward, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Samasthiti. Second one. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, make our way through. Meeting in downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, making our way through, meeting in downward facing dog. Navel to spine. Pressing into our hands. Hips are lifting up towards the sky. Gaze forward, make our way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Last one. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up. Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up. Warrior one. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Three, 4, 5. Gaze forward, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Now we'll blast off for our rocket sequence. Inhale, Utkatasana. Interlace our fingers, palms pressing towards the sky. Ribs tucking in, not swaying out. Maybe lower a little more. Releasing the clasp with the hands, coming into Ardha Utkatasana, chest to thighs. Like someone is reaching, pulling you forward. And we plant our hands, coming into our first arm balance, Bakasana. If that's not your practice, you can come into Yogi Squat and Balasana. If you're with me, bend your elbows, knees on the backs of your arms. You can lift one foot, you can lift both feet. Breathing here, slight gaze forward. You can step or shoot it back, floating through a vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, right foot steps forward, setting up for Virabhadrasana A. Inhale, rise up, arms up, gaze at your thumbs. Knee over your ankle, pressing into the back foot. Ripping your mat away in half. Inhale, straighten your leg, open it up, coming into Virabhadrasana B, bending your front knee, slowly lowering down, not reaching forward. Shoulders are out of the ears. Gaze over your front middle finger. From here, clasping behind you. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding on the inside of that right leg for humble warrior. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Straighten your front leg. Maybe shorten the distance between your legs. Coming into tittibhasana. You can peace finger your big toe, hand to shin or hand to floor. Stacking our shoulders, gazing up at that left thumb. Exhale, left hand comes down, squaring our hips to the front of the mat, creating like a table that you could balance a tray on your hips. Coming into revolve triangle. Hand can be on the inside or the outside of the foot. Inhale, sweeping that right arm up to the sky. Gazing at your thumb. Shoulders are stacked. Inhale, rising up, warrior two legs. Coming into extended side angle pose, Utthita Parshvanottanasana. Your arm can rest on your thigh or on the outside of your right foot. Left arm sweeps up overhead, gazing at your fingers. Maybe you half bind here, maybe you full bind. Gaze up at the sky. Opening our heart to the left side of the room. Inhale, back up, coming into warrior one legs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twisting, hooking your left elbow outside of your right leg. Gazing over your right shoulder. You can bind here. Exhale, place your hands, step back, flowing through vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. For our first Pinchamayurasana, so our forearms come down, walking our feet in. You can work on your dolphin pose here, or you can do dolphin dips, building your strength. You can do alternate leg lifts. You can come to a wall with pinches in your practice. Or maybe kick it up in the middle of the room. Gaze between your forearms. And slowly bringing that down. Coming into child's pose for a breath or two. Letting go of that, coming into our downward facing dog, where we'll repeat everything on the other side. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, rising up, Virabhadrasana A. Gaze at your thumbs. Hips are square to the front of the room. Pressing into the outer part of our back foot. Inhale, opening it up to the side, coming into our Virabhadrasana B. Slowly lowering down. Can you still see your big toe on your left side? If not, slightly open that knee off to the left. Gazing over your middle finger. Feeling strong in our warrior pose. From here, clasp our hands behind our back. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding on the inside of that left leg for humble warrior. Inhale, rise up, straighten your front leg, maybe you shorten your stance. We're preparing for our Utthita Trikonasana pose, reaching forward, peace finger, big toe, hand on the ground or hand on your shin. Gaze up at your right thumb. Maybe you close your right eye. Can you still see your right thumb with your left eye? Exhale, right hand comes down, squaring our hips, creating that flat surface for a tray. Coming into our revolved triangle, hand placement like you had on the right side. Gazing up at your left thumb. Left hip is drawing back, slight bend in your knee. You can really test your twist and your balance by closing that left eye. Can you still see your thumb with your right eye? That's a deep twist. Inhale, coming back up, warrior two legs, preparing for our extended side angle, Utthita Konasana. Hand placement, same as the other side. Maybe bind, maybe full bind. Maybe your arm is just, you sweep your arm overhead and gaze at your fingers. Inhale, rise up, warrior one legs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twisting, hooking your right elbow outside of your left leg. Coming into the Konasana. You can also bind here. Planting our hands, stepping back, making our way through the vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog. From here, we're coming into our second Mayurasana. You can repeat the dolphin dips, dolphin alternate leg lifts. You can come to the wall for your straight leg Mayurasana. Kick it up in the middle of the room. You want a little added challenge, try pressing into your straddle. Arms down, lean forward and pick up your feet. Feet are flexed. And if you got feet off the ground, bring them down slowly, releasing down into child's pose for a few moments of breath. Coming back to downward facing dog, walk your hands back to your feet. Your feet are hip distance apart. Peace finger your big toes. We're coming into Padangusthasana. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Navel to spine. Shoulders are out of the ears. You can have a slight bend in your knees. Inhale, find length, gaze up. Release the big toes. Hands come underneath our feet for Padahastasana. Inhale, gaze forward for length. Exhale, folding forward. Elbows drawing away from the body. Pressing into the balls of your feet. Give yourself a little self-massage on your wrists. Inhale, find length, release the hands to the waist. Exhale, and inhale, rise all the way up. Hands reaching towards the sky, coming onto our tippy toes for our twinkle toes to the top of the room. Big steps. Once you get there, you can stay or maybe go backwards. Have fun with it. And releasing that down. Take a giant step out with your right foot, coming into our wide-legged forward fold, our Prasarita Padottanasana series. Arms to a T, inhale, gaze up, exhale, folding forward. Hands come in line with our feet. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, folding forward. Gaze at your nose, crown of the head towards the mat. Now you can stay here in this forward fold, or if headstand is in your practice, maybe handstand, or another pincha. You'll have a few moments to get upside down or stay in your fold. If your feet are off the ground, slowly making our way back into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the waist. Exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, arms to a T. Let's come into C position, interlacing hands behind your back, drawing your hands away from your lower back. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Crown of the head to the mat. Hands drawing away. Maybe your hands reach the ground for the full expression. But don't force anything. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, arms to a T. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, hands slowly coming down. Peace finger around your big toe for D position. Inhale, find length. And exhale, we fold forward. Elbows drawing away from the body. Pressing into the outer parts of our feet. You can have a bend in your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, planting our hands in line with our shoulders, coming into our rocket splits. Starting with Somakanasana, middle splits, slowly walking our feet out along the mat. Maybe you stay upright on your hands, maybe you come down onto your forearms. Slowly melting into this position, pressing into the outer parts of our feet, making contact with the mat. And if you got down on the forearms, slowly walking it in, coming back up to our hands. We're going to pivot to the back of the mat for Hanumanasana over our right foot. You can also do half splits or a quarter split. Picking your variation. Slowly coming down. Maybe forward fold. Maybe you press your hands up, palms together, arms reach up. Trying to square our hips to the front, or our new front of the room. Inhale, back up. Slowly pivoting to the front of the room for Hanumanasana on the left side. Again, quarter or half splits is perfectly all right. You can press your palms together, reach your arms up to the sky, or fold forward. Inhale, rising up, picking it up, coming to the long edge of the mat. We're preparing for a seated wide-legged forward fold, Upishta Konasana. Instead of grabbing onto the sides of our feet or our big toes, we're going to slowly walk our hands out in the middle until we start to feel our spine curving, and then just hang out there. Let gravity draw us closer to the ground, toes reaching towards the sky, melting into this pose. Inhale, walking our hands back. Gonna come into a side stretch. So right hand underneath right calf. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, reaching to the right side of the room. You can grab onto that right foot, gazing up towards the sky. Want something more? Maybe roll onto your back. Point your left toe if you're on your back. Feeling that really deep side body stretch. From here, roll back up to your bum. Exhale, releasing that. Coming onto the other side. Left hand under left calf. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale, reaching to the left side of the room. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you grab onto your left foot. Again, you can stay here, gazing up at the sky, or rolling onto your back. Point your right toes. Feeling that really great stretch on the right side. Inhale back up, if you can get back up. And from here, we'll come into our Mula Bandha checkups. So let's see. Today we'll do wide-legged. Hands fit in front of you. From here, let's see what it feels like to stay grounded. Lift your right leg up. Put it back down. Lift your left leg up. Put that down. Lift both legs up. Fellow hip flexors. Put those down. Now, let's practice picking it up. So, we lift our legs up together, roll forward, pick it up. Maybe you put one foot down. Maybe you put the other foot down. And release. Let's come into kurmasana, tortoise. From here, bending forward, reaching our arms underneath our thighs, straight arms, palms into the ground. From here, you can keep your knees bent or slowly straightening them out. Chin towards the mat. Breathing here in this tortoise pose. And slowly coming out of that, you can leave your arms out. From here, let's lift up into a firefly, or you can just be in downward facing dog. With me, hands plant. Legs on, or thighs are on the back of our triceps. Rock forward, pick it up. Maybe straighten your legs. From here, coming into Bakasana and shooting it back through a vinyasa. Again, you can say none of that. You can pause the video and come back to this, practice it a few times. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, coming to the front of the room. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Arms come around to the back. You can grab opposite elbows or reverse namaste. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, stepping the right foot back, coming into our pyramid pose at the back of the room. Parsvottanasana. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Pyramid pose. So left leg is at a 45-degree angle. We're not on a tightrope here. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding over that right leg. Slight bend in the knee. Navel to spine. If you have the reverse prayer, press into your palms. Inhale, rise up, pivoting to the top of the room for pyramid on the other side. Parsvottanasana. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding over that left leg. Left hip drawing back. Unclench your jaw. Gaze at your big toe. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, stepping to the top of the room, releasing your hands. Samasthiti. Coming into our standing pose. Let's come into tree pose on our right side. So we press into our left foot. Bend your right knee. Sole of the foot can be on the inside of your lower part of your foot by your ankle. Maybe it's up at your thigh, never on your knee. Pick where you want to place your foot. Hand variation can be hand to heart center. Maybe you grow your tree. Maybe you sway your branches in the breeze. Just finding a point to focus on. From here, release your foot, knee points forward, kicking your right foot back, coming into our warrior three. Toes are pointing towards the mat. Your hands can be out like Superman, maybe they're down along your side, maybe they're out like airplanes. From here, planting our hands, we're coming into Ekapada, flying crow. So bend that right knee, bend your elbows. Knee makes contact with the back of your arm. Maybe you lift that left leg. You could kick it up to handstand from here, or press it up to handstand. Or coming back up to Samasthiti. Switching for the left side, pressing into the right foot. Left foot placement for your tree is the same as you've done before. Hand placement can be the same. Maybe you grow your tree. Maybe sway in the breeze. From here, releasing the foot, and knee comes to the front, kicking that left leg out, coming into our warrior three. Hand placement again can be Superman, long by your side, or airplane. Left foot towards your mat. From here, planting our hands, coming into that Ekapada Bakasana. So left knee bends, making contact with your left elbow, tricep. Maybe you lift that right leg. Maybe you press up in the handstand. Maybe you kick it up in the handstand. Maybe say none of that and flow through a vinyasa and meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, come to seated at the middle of your mat. Legs are long in front of you. Coming into staff pose, Dandasana. Hands by your thighs. Pressing into the ground. Chin towards your chest. Feet are flexed. And release that. Coming into a fold. Paschimottanasana A. Grabbing onto your big toes. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding over your legs. Elbows drawing away from the mat. Navel to spine. Inhale, halfway lift, release the toes, grab onto the sides of your feet. For B, inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding forward. Kneecaps are lifted, calves are engaged. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, releasing that. Hands come about a foot behind you, preparing for our reverse plank. Purvottanasana. If that doesn't work for you, you can bend your knees and come into reverse table. If you're with me though, point your toes and inhale, lift your hips. Maybe you release your head between your shoulders if there's no pain in your neck. Toes continue to reach towards the mat. Maybe they touch. Exhale, releasing that down. From here, inhale, draw your knees in, hands on the ground, pick it up. Maybe swing it through, coming into a half vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Gaze forward, make our way to seated. Coming into Navasana, boat pose. You can keep your knees bent. You can keep your hands planted on the ground behind you. Maybe straighten your legs. Maybe you reach your arms straight in front of you. Gazing slightly in front of you up towards the sky. Chest is open. Exhale, plant your hands, draw your knees into your chest, pick it up for a moment, and put it back down, coming back into Navasana. Plant your hands, again, bend your knees, draw them into your chest, pick it up, and release that. Coming down onto our forearms, legs straight, feet up towards the sky. We're coming into our ab sequence. We'll do leg lifts with our both legs together. Slowly inhale, legs down. Exhale, reach up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and up. Come to our backs, bend your knees, kind of like you're setting up for bridge pose. Your heels are towards your glutes. We're going to do heel taps. So we reach and try to reach for the inside of your right heel with your right hand, then switch to the left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, and releasing that, letting that go. Let's rock back up, Whole Nirvasana. Exhale, plant your hands, knees draw in, pick it up. Maybe they swing through, flowing through a half vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, come to a seat. Legs stretch out in front of you, slowly rolling to our backs. We're coming into Supta Padangusthasana. So left leg is long, toes pointed, left hand on top of thigh. Inhale, right leg up. Peace finger your big toe with your right hand. Exhale, lift your head, draw your leg in. Knee to nose, chin to shin. Breathing here. Navel to spine. Inhale, release your head to the mat. Exhale, open up to the right side. Maybe you gaze over that left shoulder. Left toes are still pointed. Keeping that left leg engaged. Inhale, back to center. Switch to cross, grabbing on your left hand, grabbing on the outside of your right foot. You draw your right leg over to the left. Nice spinal twist. Maybe you gaze over your right shoulder. Both shoulders are pressing into the mat. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, releasing the right leg long. For the other side, keep your right toes pointed, right hand on top of right thigh. Inhale, left leg lifts, peace finger your big toe. Exhale, lifting the head, drawing your leg towards either your knee to nose, chin to shin. Bandhas are still engaged. Exhale, release. Inhale and exhale, releasing your left leg to the left side. Maybe you gaze over your right shoulder. Right leg is still engaged and active. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bringing your leg up. Switching the cross. Your right hand grabs the outside of your left foot. And bringing, on an exhale, bringing that left leg over to the right side. Maybe you gaze over your left shoulder. Nice spinal twist. Shoulders pressing into the mat. Exhale, releasing that. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, left leg long. Let's do a little rock and roll, making our way to downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale, downward facing dog. From here, gaze forward, come to seated. Rolling onto our backs, coming into our back bend. We'll start with a bridge pose. So again, heels to our glutes, arms long by our side. Toes are at 12 o'clock. Inhale, lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes. Maybe your fingertips graze the backs of your heels. Thighs are engaged. Chin to chest. Exhale, releasing back down. You can repeat bridge pose 2 more times, or if wheel is in your practice, or if dhanurasana, your hands plant by your ears, fingertips towards your shoulders. Again, hands and feet are at 12 o'clock. Inhale, lifting the hips, pressing into your feet and your hands. Glutes are engaged. Gazing between your hands or straight out in front of you. Exhale, you can come all the way back down and lift up, or maybe you come to the crown of your head, switching in your hand placement, picking it back up. Slowly lower all the way back down. Knees knocked together, feet towards the sides of your mat. Releasing our lower back. Maybe you draw your knees into your chest and give it a little spinal massage. And we're going to rock and roll for 3 times along our spine, up for a standing forward fold. Plant your feet, lift up, and gaze forward, and exhale, releasing. You can grab on the opposite elbow, sway side to side. If you want a little more, hands can wrap around your calves, draw yourself in. If you want even more, hands between your legs, grabbing onto your shins. Pressing into the balls of our feet. And releasing that. Handstand practice. Maybe you try opposite or your non-dominant leg. Give it a few kicks. Maybe get some air time. From there, we'll meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're coming into pigeon pose. So right knee to right wrist. Slowly lowering down. Leveling out your hips. Left leg is long. Inhale, find length. Exhale, put your pigeon to bed. Inhale, lift back up, bend your left leg, grabbing onto your foot. You can do a quad stretch. Maybe you do mermaid. You can also do king pigeon, ekapada, raja, kapotasana. From there, swing the left leg around to the front. Setting up for kurmasana, cow face pose. Knees are stacked. If you want the arms, your right arm reaches up, bending your elbow, pat yourself on the back. Left arm internally rotates, binding around your back, grabbing onto your hands, maybe a strap, grab onto your shirt. Inhale and exhale, folding over your legs. Inhale back up, releasing the hands. We can transition by corkscrewing, switching the cross. You would plant your hands to the right, lift up your hips. Change the position. Your feet are not moving. You're just changing the cross. Or another fun little rocket variation is coming into a headstand or tripod headstand. So planting our hands, crown of the head on the mat. From here, you can have your knees to your elbows for tripod and then lift up, or straight leg, lifting, keeping that cross. From here, do a little switcheroo, changing the cross of your legs. You can come down with the straight legs, or you can come down bending your knees and placing them onto your elbows. And slowly lowering down. And voila, your cross of your legs has changed. If you want the arms, left arm reaches up, bend the elbow, pat yourself on the back. Right arm internally rotates, bend the elbow, grabbing onto your hands, strap, or your shirt. Exhale, folding over your legs. Inhale back up, exhale, release the hands. Your right leg sweeps around to the back, coming into pigeon on the other side. Right leg is long, hips melting into the floor. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, Adho Mukha Kapotasana. We hold a lot of emotion in our hips, embracing what you're feeling at this moment. Inhale, pick it up, bend your right leg. Repeat what you did on the other side. Maybe it's quad stretch, maybe it's mermaid, maybe it's king pigeon. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Releasing the foot, planting our hands, stepping our left foot to meet our right, flowing through another vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. From here, gaze forward. Come to a seat, legs are long, coming into our forward fold or Paschimottanasana. Picking your hand placement, peace fingers for A, sides of your feet for B. Maybe you grab your hands or wrists around the soles of your feet for C. We will stay in this position a little longer, so pick your path. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding forward. Kneecaps are lifted. Shoulders drawing away from the mat. Navel to spine. Unclench your jaw. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, release your feet. Draw your knees in, plant your hands. Make your way through another vinyasa. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, come to seat, preparing for yoga mudra. Full lotus legs, or you can have an easy seated position, Sukhasana. For lotus, you're bringing your right sole of your foot to the inside of your left thigh. From here, lifting the foot, tucking into the hip crease, drawing your right knee in slightly. Bend your left knee. You can stay here in this half lotus, tucking your left foot underneath your right leg. If you want the full lotus, lift that left foot, tucking it into the hip crease of your right. From here, you can grab on the opposite elbows behind you or grabbing onto the big toes for the full expression. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding forward. Forehead to the mat, maybe your nose, maybe your chin. Breathing here. Gaze at your nose or eyes closed. Navel to spine. Inhale, lift up, releasing your elbows or your toes. Arms to the front, hands coming to our knees, palms facing up, thumb and index finger joined together. Either close your eyes or gaze at your third eye. Slow, deep breaths here. Crown of the head shining towards the sky. Releasing that, and for our last little bit of effort, we're going to lift up in Utthapati with breath of fire. So we plant our hands by our sides and lift up our lower half while doing breath of fire, which is a deep inhale with rapid exhales. Inhale, pick it up, exhale. Release that down. Let's come into our lion's breath for a count of 3. Coming up onto our knees and opening our mouth, sticking out our tongue, roaring, gazing at our third eye. Inhale, exhale. Coming back down. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Letting that go, releasing the cross of the legs, legs long, rolling onto our backs, preparing for our Shavasana. Arms long by the side, palms up for receiving, palms to the ground for grounding. You can also have hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Just feeling the good energy buzzing off of us. Letting go of the breath. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. There's nothing left to do. Enjoy Shavasana. Thank you for joining me today on this bottle rocket mixed level sequence. My name is Stephanie Carroll. Please sit and enjoy the Shavasana for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Until next time, namaste.